Morning, guys. Today we're going to take a look at page 9 of the Unit 9 Classwork packet. We're going to focus on a couple of real-world examples of how to set up trigonometric diagrams and then solve the problems for what they're asking for. All right. So we're going to start off with example number 12. Okay, it says Jake leaned a 12-foot ladder against a house. Well, let's draw a picture, shall we? Okay, there's a house. I know, it's not really imaginative. It's like a rectangle, but that's okay. Okay, so he leaned a ladder. So the ladder is slanted, right? And he said it's 12 feet long. So I'm gonna put that right there. I know that's 12. Okay, then it says that the angle formed by the ladder and the ground. Let's find that. Okay, so here's the ground, right? The flat. And there's ladder, there's ground. Where's the angle in between? Right here. So there's my 68. And what they're asking me is how far from the base of the house did he place the ladder? So the base of the ladder is right here. Here's a house. So this is what they're asking for. All right. So the only way this differs from the problems we've seen before is they're not being all nice and giving you the diagram. They're forcing you guys to create the diagram yourselves, but you're eminently capable of doing so. Okay, let's label this right here. This is 90, right? Because it's straight up and down. This would be the hypotenuse because it's across from the 90. They didn't give me the opposite, right? They didn't give me how tall the building was or whatever. But I know the one left over is the adjacent. Okay, adjacent and hypotenuse, which is the ratio that we can use in order to deal with that. That would be cosine. So I'm going to do cos, stands for cosine, of 68 equals x over 12. Remind me again, guys, from Algebra 1, Chapter 1, how do I get rid of a divided 12? To get rid of division, I would multiply. So I'm going to get 12 cos 68 equals x. Let's review how to do this on our calculators, okay? So on my calculator, I'm going to type in 68. Then I'm going to hit the cos key. That's going to give me some freaky decimal. And then just times 12. And this is what I'm going to get. Now, of course, if I want to round it to the nearest tenth, that's going to round up in this case. So instead of 4.49 whatever, I'm going to write 4.5. Okay, so my answer here would be around 4.5. Let's try one more example together, shall we? Because, you know, one's never quite enough. Let's take a look at example 13. A ramp is used to load suitcases onto an airplane. Oh my God, so I'm going to have to try to draw an airplane. All right, I'm actually just gonna draw the door of the airplane, okay? So there we go. All right, here's a ramp. There we go. It says the cargo door is 7 feet from the ground. Okay, so cargo door is 7 feet from the ground. So that means from here, straight down, that's 7 feet, okay? And they tell me that the angle formed by the end of the ramp, which is over here, and the ground is 25. Okay, so far so good. And they ask how long is the ramp? Well, here's the ramp. All right. Oh my gosh, that wasn't so bad now, was it? All we had to do was draw a picture and kind of think logically. Now that I've drawn my diagram, let's do some labeling. This over here is opposite. This over here is across from the right angle, so that's my hypotenuse. Which one of the three trigonometric ratios uses both an opposite and a hypotenuse? That would be the sine ratio. So the sine ratio would be like this. Sine 25 equals 7 over x. Why is it 7 over x and not the other way around? Opposite over hypotenuse. This is the one where I said we have to be careful, right? Remember that to get a variable off the bottom, I'm going to have to multiply both sides through by x. So let me show that out here. So I get x sine 25 equals 7. Then I divide both sides by sine 25. And I'm going to get 7 over sine 25. Now, my personal preference, as I said in a previous video, is going to be to first find what sine 25 is. So I'm going to do 25, hit the sine key, get this decimal. So I'm actually going to write that down. 7 over 0.422618. All right. This is just because sometimes with calculators, we can accidentally not do things in the right order and bad things happen. So this is my way of trying to avoid that. And so I'm gonna get 7 divided by 0.422618. And that is going to be around 16.6. Okay. So guys, biggest piece of advice when it comes to word problems, especially if they don't give you the diagram, draw it. If you guys can create the diagram, that's half the battle, right? Then it's just a matter of labeling and doing some work with your calculator in order to find the unknown sides.